All right, we're on. Here we go. We are here. We're live with another podcast. Right? I just hit this thing on Facebook. I got it up there.
You got it up.
GhostRadio.com. I think that went out. Who knows? Anyway, I'm hoping you'll do that. Anyway, hi, everybody. Hope you guys are listening and watching and stuff. I keep moving the microphone in front of my face.
Don't do that. Everybody wants to see your face.
No, stop doing that. And it's good to be here on a Sunday night. I know a lot of you guys are listening from barbecues and stuff. So tonight, it's just Tony and I. We're at the Green Room at Governor's. There's a show going on right now. The showroom is packed. The Green Room's full of comics. I don't know who's. I invited a bunch of them to come in. We'll see if they come in, see if they don't. They're busy. They're going on stage and stuff. But right now, we're starting off with just Tony and I here. And since I talked to you guys last, I saw you follow me on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. I had my hernia operation.
Can we see?
So we could see. Ready? Just
nice.
a little. It's a little.
That's
hold
it.
on a second. It's just a little belly
Look
button
at that.
thing. That's it. It's pretty much healed. Can you see it?
Yeah.
There you go. So it's
Wow.
just like a little hole. My belly button popped out. I was moving a planter in my backyard, a big one, and I was moving this. It was the sideways move. It wasn't a lifting this way. It was a sideways move,
Yeah.
and I felt it pop out about 2 years ago. But I forgot about it, and I talked to my brother about it. He goes, I've had one for 10 years. People just have them, and they live with them.
Yeah, same here. I got one.
Then I was running around, I don't know, somewhere else at the Rachel Ray show or whatever, and I felt it pop out again. And this time it was painful. So the next day I went to the doctor, and he said, dude, it's only going to rip further. So you got to get it taken care of. So last Friday I took care of it. They put it back in. They put the mesh in there. That's done. So
and you're like a superhero because, we weren't sure. In fact, I was telling people all week, I don't think he's going to be in this week. He'll be back. And then all of a sudden I get the call yesterday, we're going to do this.
I'm walking around. The first 3 or 4 days were hell. And I didn't want to take any of the Percocets or anything like that. So I didn't even get them. I just did the Tylenol because, first of all, they constipate you, and I need to go. So
I just went.
That's one of my favorite things to do. You know what I mean? So
the feeling of relief.
Yeah. So that and I don't like to be out of control. That's why I don't drink a lot or anything. I like to be in control and
all the
know what's going
Percocets
on.
and the oxycodone. That I could tell you stories, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good to make you hallucinate. Or?
Oxycodone. I once had a dream that people were chasing me. Right.
Wow.
And in the dream, I'm actually I could see it almost like a movie. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm watching, and I can see myself, and I'm running.
Yeah.
Down Southern State Parkway. I swear to God, that's where it was taking place. And I'm looking at, I guess, where the camera is, and I'm yelling at myself, wake up, wake up, wake up. I woke up and then about 2 hours later, I went back to sleep, still on the oxycodone, and I swear to God this is true. The dream picked up where it left off.
Really?
And these people are chasing me. It was
wow.
It was horrible. And
wow.
I took oxycodone, I think, for 2 days when I had my amputation, and that was it. I went cold turkey after
Aren't dreams insane, man?
Yes.
I woke up hysterically laughing. I laughing uncontrollably. Like, you ever get those uncontrollable laughs?
Sally does that every morning when she wakes up.
Hey! So I wake up and my wife goes, "What are you laughing about?" I go, "I don't know. I was going down a hill in a Volkswagen," and she says, "And I go, "That's it. I was just driving a Volkswagen downhill." And I was laughing so it was like it was like the beginning of the Monkees. Remember the Monkees TV show? There we go.
Pushing the bed across the street,
yeah.
right?
But I was just driving a Volkswagen. That's it. And I woke up laughing.
He has happy dreams. I like that.
Well, not all the time, but most times, yeah. So I got the
Crompier.
hernia done. Hey, Tim Crompier, come on, sit down, buddy.
He just showed us his scar.
My belly button hernia. There you
that
go.
Looks delicious.
But I got the hernia done.
You're gonna go there? Okay, I got you.
You're cool right there. So I got the hernia operation done. I got the prednisone for my Achilles tendon, which is great. The first doctor wanted to take a tendon and take it from my calf and bring it down to the base of my Achilles where it was torn,
Yeah.
And I said, we're not doing that. Then he goes, you got to be off your feet you're out for at least 3 months. It'll heal in 6 months. I said, forget that. Then they said 2 different doctors said they give you stem cell shots. They take your blood, put it in a centrifuge, they separate your blood, put stem cells with that, shoot it into the area, and that'll regrow it. But then I went to this other doctor, Dr. Klersfeld, right over here in Levittown. He was the greatest guy. He goes, let's try prednisone. Let's do 12 days, heavy doses, 6 pills a day, 60 milligrams for the first few days, and taper it off. And then let's see what happens. Not the prednisone is a steroid, so you're going to gain weight. Yeah. You would get moon face, they call it.
I've been on it many times.
You've been on it?
Oh, yeah.
Many times.
It's intense, man.
For my neck.
And it really helps. So it straightens out your skin. It makes you feel a little bit stronger. But this is what this stuff did. It got rid of all the inflamed tissue,
Wow.
like all of it. Like it stripped. That area was always swollen. I had like half a golf ball sticking out. It stripped that whole area down, and then it brought in new cells, and it was like a weld. You know, like when you weld metal together, the weld is stronger than the two pieces. That's what it is. So that's gone. This is gone. Colonoscopy August 6th. By the time September comes around, I should be fine.
Nice.
And
Perfect.
I'm a month and 5 days sugar-free. So I went from 215 down to today was 206.6.
Nice.
And my wife's like, you got to get a nutritionist. You got to get this one. And everybody's got advice. Everybody's got advice. This guy gave me really good advice because when this guy lifts his shirt, he's got abs. You're in good shape. I'm listening to people who walk the walk. Like I was at a party recently and I had this big fat guy going, "This is what you got to do." And I'm like, yeah, come here, genius. Tell me what I got to do while you're shoving potato chips in your face.
And they all talk like that, too.
Yeah, this is what you got to do.
You got to do the opposite of what I'm doing.
Yeah, he can't even get past his bottom lip. So you know what I mean? So anyway, this is what I did.
He's in shape, that guy. He's just a round shape.
Round shape, a pear shape. So he, I mean, this is what I did. I just took out everything in my diet, everything. Because I'm sick of it now. I'm just sick of being fat, and I'm sick of being. Plus, I'm pre-diabetic. I'm 6.1 in the A1C. I should be below 5.7. 6.4 is diabetes. And my brother put it simply. He goes, "You want a Milky Way? Or you want your toes? You know. So make a decision." So this is what I did. I took everything out, and the things that everybody knows: the flour, the potatoes, rice, anything carb is completely out. But I also took everything out that can turn into sugar in my body. Like I won't eat corn. I won't eat any, like even quinoa, a lot of grains, all that other stuff. Like it's all out. Like breakfast is eggs. I'm trying to get myself away from bacon because I feel bad for pigs now. So I'll just have a few eggs. For lunch, I grill chicken. I slice it, put it on romaine lettuce, and I put this. I use this Fabonnaise stuff. It's mayonnaise made out of chickpeas, and they make a Chipotle one. So I put the chicken on the romaine lettuce.
I'm gonna get that.
Eat that with some carrots, and then in between when I'm snacking, it's a handful of cashews, or I pop open the pistachio nuts. Try not to get the ones with too much salt in them.
Are you doing any fruit at all?
Very, very little. Every
Do a
once in a
little
while,
fruit. You
an
need
apple.
some electrolytes because I had this problem in the heat. You need to get some electrolytes in your body. Because if you don't, I have to call my cardiologist tomorrow actually for my heart because I just had my physical. It was a bad EKG. I was getting heart palpitations, and I think it was because I cut carbs out completely for like a month.
Yeah.
And I work out like crazy. I was eating nothing. And then I started getting palpitations. And my sister told me that diet, she goes, you're going to get heart palpitations because your electrolytes are down and now you're sweating all the time. So I started drinking electrolyte water. I still have the heart palpitations.
So what's the fruit you eat to make up for that?
Oh, I always eat an apple.
Yeah, that's what I
was
got.
just going to say, like an apple isn't so
No,
sugary.
I have an apple with organic peanut butter.
That's what I do. I got the from Fairway. I get the organic peanut butter, which is, it's just basically ground up peanuts.
Right. I'm still getting the heart palpitations, but I'm insured.
Right now, as we're talking,
I'm getting them like every
You're insured. Is that
but
what you say?
yesterday I wasn't getting them all day, and then I did a spot last night, and then in the morning I went to bed at night, and it was like all night. I couldn't sleep all night.
So what did you get some Gatorade or something? Or?
No, it does. I don't. The doctor doesn't know. So the doctor said, I don't know if that's the reason your heart's palpitating.
Pedialyte, the baby.
Yeah, they said if it is the reason, the blood work will let us know. It could. I could have messed up my thyroid. They said so. It could be my thyroid.
By going no carbs.
By no carbs and drinking too much. I was taking caffeine in a powdered form.
Oh.
But it wasn't a lot. Milligram wise, it was only the equivalent of 2.5 cups.
Because you didn't want to drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I would take an electrolyte.
So why are you taking
I would
the caffeine
take
then?
an amino acid because it was amino acid powder with caffeine. Amino acids are proteins that go to your muscles after you lift weights.
Right.
I was taking that as a pre-workout. They say take as a pre. They say you could take up to 8 scoops a day. I would take 4 scoops a day. But I was drinking when it got hotter out. I realized I was taking way more than that. I was just because I was naturally just putting a scoop in after I gym. I was putting this 2 scoops in before the gym. So she said it could be the combination of all those things, or I could just have a bad heart.
That's it. Either one. Why are you working so hard though, man? You're already there. You got the wife. You got the kids. You make a few extra dollars, and that's it. You'll be fine.
I just
Like, as
you
soon
mean
as
why
I
I
hit
work
the-
so hard at the gym.
No, yeah, like why are you going so hard? You're a good-looking guy.
I don't
You
go
got
so
your-
I just
you
go.
got your shit together.
I can't go. I don't go that hard. I just go because I feel it.
I mean, with the amino acids, with the caffeine, and with the
Oh,
what
because
you
I don't like
micro
coffee,
doing?
and it's because I have 3 little babies, and I gotta.
Yeah.
Like, I'm exhausted. My
Yeah.
daughter. I went to bed at 1. My daughter woke up at 6:30,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
my
went try to
God.
get back to sleep, and I couldn't. I haven't had any caffeine today.
Well, have you had a conversation with your daughter about not doing that?
Yes, we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna get her an alarm clock that tells her she's
Yeah.
not allowed
Yeah.
unless she's got to pee.
Yeah. What is always locked? Get the Matt Lauer lock. You know the Matt
The
Lauer.
Matt Lauer lock,
You
hit
can
the
push a
button.
button and it locks from
Right.
the other side. They lock the kids in the room.
The Matt Lauer
Yeah,
lock.
the Matt Lauer lock. So
That's on HSN, right? I can get
yeah,
that
there
on
you go.
HSN.
So I'm trying to get down from 215 to 195. For that 195 is where I'm going to stop at for a little while, or to get my A1C down, which I'll find out in September. Once I get to that first goal, I'm going to Dortoni's, the bakery. I'm getting myself a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
It's not gonna taste
I'm gonna
good.
eat. That's what my wife said.
You know, I did this.
My wife
I-
said it's not going to taste good.
It's gonna taste okay, but you're gonna have one
Right.
piece, and you're gonna feel like you're gonna feel over. It's gonna throw your body into shock. That's what my
That's
heart
exactly
palpitation
happened to me.
started right before 4th of July because I hadn't eaten sugar, and there was a big barbecue, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have a little. And someone brought a cake from a bakery in Brooklyn. I don't remember the name of the
that's it.
bakery.
That's
in
all you
That's all you
got to
need to
say.
know.
Yeah.
That's all you
It's
got
a
to say.
famous bakery in Brooklyn. It
That
was
one.
a chocolate fudge cake with real fudge.
Right.
If I told you what this cake smelled, I could smell it from across the room. Now, you ever have a
Chocolate.
cake at like Costco? It's all
Oh,
sugary.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was real
Yeah, yeah,
chocolate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I ate 4 pieces of it, Joe, and I
Right.
hadn't had sugar in a while. My wife's like, "Look
Oh.
at you." And then like literally the day after that, I was like, oh, I don't feel so good. I felt sick the next day.
Palpitations again?
Started. That's when it started.
There was no electrolytes in the cake.
And no, I had
That's
to put
the
some
problem.
Gatorade, pour
Yeah.
some Gatorade on it.
Oh my
I
I
got
did the same
electrolyte
thing.
juice.
I gave it up. I gave it up too. I gave up sugar. I lost 20 pounds. This was back in January and February.
Yep.
Then I went to Marshall's, right next to All American, that ice
Yeah,
cream
yeah.
shop.
Oh, boy.
Best ice cream in the world. But it was still great, but it didn't taste as good. And my stomach was like,
Started
what
getting
the
bloated.
hell did you do
Yep.
to me?
That's dairy.
Really?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was eating a lot. I was eating a lot of chocolate a day, which is why I was cutting
Me
it out and
too,
trying to do
dude.
the right
You were
thing.
bringing
I know, I had
weeks
to-
ago. Chips Ahoy. I ate half the bag.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
ate the other
That's
half.
what they saw. I finished everything up afterwards, and then here backstage, you guys don't even know. Behind Governors Live on a Sunday night, one of the owners of the place is one of managers, a host of what we could call him, Jimmy, who runs his place. He goes in the kitchen sometimes, and if he feels like cooking, 2 Sundays ago. He made a
Oh, the
plate
pasta.
of
I
pasta
saw that, yeah.
this big
Pasta
with
rigatoni.
meatballs,
Yep.
and then if he feels like throwing sausages, then if the other guy Joe C is here,
Oh, it's
he
even
goes
worse.
in there. He makes rice balls.
Or he deep fries Oreos.
Oh my God!
You
these
should see what's in the
guys-
green room right now.
What's in there now?
It's a heart attack. They brought out. That's why I came in here. I couldn't take it anymore. It was a giant platter. It had around the entire platter were buffalo chicken, hot buffalo chicken wings.
I was gonna say.
Probably like 50
Yeah.
of them, and then it was decorated beautifully. And then inside of that were mozzarella sticks,
Yeah.
and then inside that was deep fried raviolis.
And this is.
And then in
this
the middle-
is what the club provides.
Yeah,
us.
and in the
Holy
middle was
moly.
a giant pile of cheese fries
Oh my
with
God!
bacon spits all on top of it.
Yes.
And she brought it in.
Yes.
It's the size of this desk. It looks like something you'd see in the Flintstones.
You know, whether the food's good for you or not. Just on a side note, I've worked so many clubs across this country, in Canada, and I worked in England, where you walk into a club, you walk in. There he is, right there.
That's
We're
the man.
talking
We're
about
talking
you.
about you.
We're talking
The
about you right
food.
now. So you walk into not you. Come in here later. Come in here later. My friend
Slide
Marla
it, slide it.
My
There you
friend Marla Schultz is here. Go do what you got to do and come in here and be a guest on my show in a couple minutes. Okay.
Hi, Marla.
So so many clubs treat you like shit across this country. Get in there, do your 20 minutes, do your half hour. You better give me 50 minutes up there.
right.
Get in, get out. Here's a glass of water.
Right.
That's it. We're not giving you nothing. You come here, and not only this one, they own the brokerage, they own
Right.
McGuire's.
It's like
And
Sunday dinner at grandma's house.
The food is
it's like
good.
that, and it's more. They force feed you. They try to help you. They try to give you as many sets as you can, and they nurture your career. That's why I was just with a couple of comedians. I was with my friend Billy Gardell, and Ben Creed is a comic, a legendary comic across this country. Everybody knows him. He's doing comedy 43 years. He's from California, but he's spent a lot of time in the New York, New Jersey area. And we had that conversation after Billy did Westbury. We went to breakfast the next morning. We had that conversation about which towns have thriving comedy communities where comedians will help each other and
Right.
support each other. And the Long Island, and I like to think that I'm a decent part of that because I learned from Richie Minervini and Bob Nelson and Bartlett and the guys that would teach me and Rich Jenny that took me under their wing. I took a bunch of comics under my wing, and you pass it, you hand that off, and you keep the because we feed each other.
Right.
And there's enough room for everybody. So
we've experienced that from our time here. You've been
Completely.
a year and a half. We've been doing the Daily Show here, and
well,
everybody
show.
has been super.
Your show
Absolutely
from 11 to 2 is
completely
phenomenal.
supportive and offering advice and just really just been fantastic.
Speaking of that, I have to run out. I'm up next.
Okay. All right, go do your thing, man.
I'll be back.
All right, so come back later. He's going to go do a set in the room right now. We're live. Governor's in Levittown. It's behind Petco and
The flea market.
and also the IHOP. That's another thing I want to do. But yeah, I don't know if it'll mess with my system when I get back to the sugar thing, and we'll see what
It
happens.
will.
Well, that was
You won't enjoy it, and you'll feel sick, and then but if you want to make it as like 1 day goal where you want to satisfy like a big carrot at the end of a rainbow.
That's
where you get
what
to
I
have
want to
it,
do, but I
That's
want to
the
see
thing.
what it's
keep
going to feel
that,
like
and
now,
then if
too.
you don't feel good, then you know for the next time. But at least you had that
Yeah.
moment, and
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
that was the thing. I was able to cut it back enough that I was able to bring it back a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
so that I am still enjoying when I get. Because I'm the same. I don't drink. I don't do anything.
Right.
So chocolate was always my.
But you pace
my
yourself
vice.
now, though. So you
Now,
got this
yes.
thing in your head. You redecorated up here, and what you did was good, a little bad, now good. You know me, right?
Yes.
For a long time now.
Sure.
I was all bad, little good. So now I gotta change that. I gotta grow up. I gotta
And it's
grow
not
up.
easy.
No.
I mean, I know you're in your 50s. I'm just about to hit 50. We've been around long enough that
Yeah.
I think the longer we go, the harder it is to change those habits.
Yeah, it is.
And
Joe, don't give him too much credit. Sorry, but like,
What
no,
the?
because I think you were exactly in the same boat. Like when in January when we went to the doctor, I actually went with him because I wanted him to be honest. Because
Right.
he would be like, "Well, I love chocolate," but he won't say.
And you
how
guys have
many-
been together how long?
7
7
years.
years.
And you just got married, so you know, like just like my wife knows me.
Yeah.
You know, you watch. We can't get it past them.
but it's
know?
actually your fault.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Don't have an argument here in the air. Come on in. Chris Roach is coming in. Yeah.
Yay.
Chris Roach, everybody.
Hey.
Great.
There's 20 comments. I'm going last.
Oh, well, he's good. He's going last. You can sit in a little bit. We're
Yeah,
talking
so
about
we got-
diet and
Saving
eating
the
and
best
everything.
for last.
And
Sure.
because your wife is also very healthy, Chris. So, but I just want Sally finish that thought you were going to say how he just blamed you for something.
Yeah, what was that? No,
Well,
I was gonna say that like he'll sit at the doctor and be like, "Well, yeah, I love chocolate," but he wasn't gonna owe up to, I'm like, you have to, and I said to the doctor, I'm like, you have to do like a follow up question, say how many candy bars are you eating a day?
Yeah.
And then that was like insane. Like the
was
doctor
saying
actually liked.
Yep.
Yeah, he
was
was
the
like,
same way.
he's like, well, I'll have like 6 Hershey
Yeah.
bars a day, and the doctor like thought he was kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't kidding.
So,
Well-
because the doctor wanted to like see if he need medication, I'm like,
yeah.
if he doesn't use candy bars, then
Right.
and immediately, like a
Yeah.
month later, the doctor was like, yeah, you're fine.
So me and you are going to be like junkies. we'll have a relapse
it
and
was
just be
all
in King
sugar.
Cullen eating
Yeah,
chocolate
but a
bars.
month and 5 days, I lost like 9 pounds already. So
Nice.
I got the hernia operation done. Everything's all wiped out. But I'm trying to get my A1C down to 5.7, and I want to get down to 195. Joining us also, Marla Schultz, my good friend, is right over here. She's on camera too. Come on over, baby.
Yeah, come a
and
little closer.
yeah, there you go. Marla Schultz and I took acting class together with Joanna Bexon, and
Me too,
she
but not
is
with
not
you.
only a phenomenal comedian, she's a great actress. She can improvise, and I would, you know what? And I get a little sentimental sometimes, because I think about I'm doing this 39 years, and I've worked with a lot of hardened men that are road comics and this and that. But when I think about the women that I've worked with, Carrie Carabas, Patty Rossborough, Marla Schultz, Carol Montgomery, Susan Jeremy back in the day, and I know I'm leaving out a lot, but I've worked with, and I don't want to create this men-women thing, but I'm such a feminist that when I see someone like you walk into this room, sit next to me like this, and know that you can stand toe-to-toe with everybody I know.
Thank
From
you.
celebrities that I've worked with that are multi-million-dollar popular celebrities to if I throw you in a bar right now, in the middle, outside Hartford, Connecticut, with 7 people getting ready to throw bottles, I know you would survive there.
Thank you.
And nobody knows the work that takes and the sacrifice that takes and the scars that takes. Plus, you're a great actress.
Thank you.
I was talking to him.
Okay.
No, I'm
Yes, you gotta
You
see
really
me.
are.
No, when I
Margaret.
saw your
Marley,
eyes
you-
like tearing up, and I was like,
No,
"Ah."
no, because I think about people like you and Patty, and we've done so many gigs together where we were like, I mean, again, it's not war, okay? But it's our little war that we have. And when comics say, oh, we were in the trenches together, sometimes we were, because sometimes we're in the parking lot taking antidepressants or shaking, or I gotta pee, I can't pee, I gotta puke, I gotta, because you're doing something that most people can't do.
right.
Stand in front of toe to toe with these audiences because you're a raw piece of meat and they are all Doberman pinchers that are hungry. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Absolutely. That was very sweet.
I meant every word of it.
But you've always been, not to be like, let me blow sunshine up your skirt or something, but you kind of gravitate towards the same people that have heart and that aren't, dark and icky and drug
Right.
addicts. And you've always been that. And also a huge source of encouragement for me. And you stood up for me at the brokerage, I told you. When that creepy guy Gary and then Tom and Genju or whatever his name is.
All right, don't mention names. Careful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does he own it here? I don't know. I don't know.
But we, I know,
No,
I know
no,
what you're
but
talking
you
about. Someone
totally-
was harassing you, and I,
Yeah.
whenever I see that, I stand up. There was a girl named Helen Keeney.
I remember her. I know
she's,
Helen.
And she's on the QVC now. Great comic.
HSN.
HSN, there you go. And great comedian. I was working with her here with one day, and I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but she was being harassed.
Yeah.
And I grabbed the guy, and I pushed back, and I said, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? So it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do, So that's all I did for you.
Oh, and
too.
by the way, when we had that conversation before, and you look great, so it
Oh,
sounds like
thanks.
you're doing really well.
Thank you. Yeah.
But we had that conversation.
Tough year, tough year,
Hey,
tough
listen,
year.
I had major surgery too. I was neutered. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
yeah.
God.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Anyway, but you gave me a great joke, and it was really uplifting talking to you because
We were on the phone for about an hour and a half the other day. It was
broke
great.
up my friendship with my BFFs. Since
Oh, really?
like, I
Because
was
you were in
15.
Montauk with your
Yes.
friends, and that's just all drinking, put the phone down.
No, because I was in the car having a conversation and we were starving, so we
Ah.
got hangry. Anyway,
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And also, please, I want to plug the other thing. You're also an entrepreneur because you invented.
Oh, I invented something called the rack trap. It's a.
Oh, God.
Right there. Show it to the camera.
One size fits
Right
all.
here, right here.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
wait.
the camera.
Wait,
okay.
what is that?
It's a one-size-fits-all personal bra pocket that holds a woman's money, cash, credit card, ID, because the tagline is, people don't pick your breasts, just your pockets.
You're not going to believe this?
People
but
pick my breasts all the time.
Get out of there! Get your hands out of your genitalia.
I invented the taint pack.
Let me tell you something. This big fat guy at a party goes, "Oh yeah, I invented something, the ball sack. I can carry 2 things in my ball sack." And I go, "Yeah, and when you walk down naked on a beach, you also leave tracks in the sand, you fat fuck."
It looks like a turtle came on the land to lay eggs.
Exactly.
But I'm glad it's doing well. It's a practical thing that you can put
I-
your stuff in there, and
absolutely.
people are buying them. So that's a good thing. It's good
Yes.
to
And
good to have.
here's one of the reasons why we have to have them, something like that. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got 2 teenage boys. Women's jeans, their pockets are like 2 inches deep. And men's jeans are like, they go down to like their knees.
Yeah.
So you need like something like that. It's crazy. I don't even know why we don't have pockets. It's
But a lot
weird.
of women, no matter what their shape or size, they're wearing leggings, and leggings do not have, pockets.
Yeah.
Anyway, but thank you for the plug.
Anyway, and you got a podcast you're doing now with all kinds of people coming on. You just had Gutenberg on your podcast. And
Yeah, the Long Island Explained. Each week we cover a topic exclusive to Long Island.
Yeah. Which is a big deal, by the way. Let me interrupt you because most people around the country think, oh, Long Island, everything is Long Island. It's a little microcosm. There's 4.5 million people here, they're more than most states. So, and it's every ethnicity, it's every religion, it's everybody's
And there's a
here.
lot of history and a lot of talented
Exactly,
people
yeah.
that have come out of
There is
Long Island.
there is history I never even knew about. That this guy Stephen Belanger, who's my co-host, he's a transplant. So he moved here 20 years ago after
Right.
he got married. He's telling me stuff about Long Island I never knew. I never knew about this Camp Hero that the movie.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Yeah, like the show Stranger Things was originally called Montauk. Because,
was it?
Yeah, because that is based on the things they were doing over in Camp Hero in Montauk, this government facility. They're doing all these mind experiments.
Well, then they moved it to Plum Island, right?
I don't know if is that
Plum
the same
Island
people?
is another experimental thing.
We did
over
an
there,
episode
yeah.
on Plum Island.
Yeah.
Plum Island being the animal disease research. I didn't know that Plum Island also
And did you
has,
know Shelter Island is the island Neverland from Peter Pan?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the writer modeled that of Shelter Island.
I
You're
know.
from Huntington, so you
I
know.
grew up in Huntington, and I also spent a lot of my summers out in Noyak, which is Sag Harbor. So
Yeah.
I'm big.
Tick City, baby.
Mary's Grave.
Don't know Mary's grave. You know what?
What is
I
that?
spent. I
got a mosquito
ran. I used to be embarrassed. I always felt like I was bridging tunnel. You know,
Right.
being from Long Island, I lived out in L.A., but then, and I tried to get rid of the accent. Everyone's like, you got to get rid of the accent. I am so proud to
Yes.
be back, to be from Long Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I wear it as like I'm proud.
And
you
this,
know?
we were just talking about the camaraderie of the Long Island comedy scene now. I mean, once you're in and in the mix, you know, because you got to work too. I mean, you can't just come
Right.
here with how you doing, where you from. You gotta write an act. You gotta be funny.
People
and
hate
if
on
not,
us.
then
I, I think people hate on us in the comedy industry
Around the country, you mean?
Yeah, or, just in the comedy business alone. You know what? Like some people will say, "Oh, Long Island, they're all hacky out there," and Carrie Carabas actually told me the name of the comedian that started that. She said this one comedian came out here and died,
right?
just died, and went back to the city saying, "Oh, you got to be hack out there to be funny." No, you
Really?
don't. You got to be
Wow.
funny.
I don't
Right.
use that word, that HACK word.
a
I don't
dirty
use
word.
it. It's not in my vocabulary. If
dirty
you're a
word.
human being and you're willing to stick your neck out or live your truth to try to make other people laugh,
Right.
then you got my respect.
Right. Another thing I heard years ago, people used to say to me, "It's not about being funny." I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
What?"
It's totally.
That's this thing that happened, and you'll see it too.
Yeah.
You'll see it on TV. You
Yeah.
see it on the late night, the comics on late night.
Yeah.
It's not about being funny. And they were right. It's not about. I got into comedy. I wanted to make people laugh as hard as they can for as long as I could.
There you go.
That's it.
That's what I did it for.
That's it. And all of a sudden people, "Oh, it's not about killing. You have to have something to say." And then they said there was
No,
some
you know.
at the Montreal Comedy Festival. There was a woman up there that her thing is she doesn't do punchlines, and she's getting. I'm like, what?
That's,
What?
Yeah, that's insane.
You know what? If that's a kind of to me that's a kind of humor. You sit in a coffee shop, you cross your legs, you sip your tea or your coffee, and you'll.
Well, especially
Yeah.
here because Long Island, New York, and Queens and Brooklyn, you know, we hang out with people that are not comedians by trade that are as funny as comedians that we
Yeah.
are. So you got to bring it to that level and then some if you're going to perform for
It's a
them.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
Phenomenon.
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 I was
All of
just
a sudden,
with,
I said we all look like Muppets. You know?
I was just with Billy Gardell just did Westbury, and I got to go see him and go backstage. We had breakfast the next day, and Ben Creed opened up for him. You know Ben Creed
I
from
know
back in the
Ben.
day. He's been doing comedy for 43 years, and we were breaking down. I said it's so refreshing to see you guys. They did all new material. They hit you in the heart as well as making you laugh. And so I said to Ben, I go, man, the cadence was great. It was set up, punch, tag, 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 set up, punch, punch, tag, 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 and then Billy was like, yeah, I did a set up, punch, tag, and then I didn't feel like tagging it again, so I did another setup, but I think I could have got another tag, and that language that I just spoke, very few people know what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's a formula. Rita Rudner, set up, punch, set up, punch, set up, punch, set up, punch.
Yep.
Seinfeld will do set up, punch, tag. They don't know what a tag is, to tag a joke or whatever. I think a lot of the younger comedians coming up now, they tell a story on stage that they have to have lived and it has to be true. They can't take the liberty of making stuff up.
Right.
Which
Right.
I do
Twist.
constantly. I mean,
Twist.
constantly. It's a story. You're writing a story for these people to listen to. And they don't know the formula for to tell a certain joke, whatever your character may be. Like my character is set up, punch, punch, and I try to tag it 2 or 3 times before I do another setup again. I learned that from Rich Jenny, how you just milk as much as you can out of a thing. But then I'm insecure on stage where I can't hear silence.
Oh,
so
me
then,
too.
So then I'll spit another. I'll just spit into the next thing and then spit into the next thing, and I still have that, you know.
Those are the great comics. I'm always fascinated with a comic that could stay on the topic for like 15 minutes. Blows me away. That is a great comic, where you don't see that. You see just like these setups for shock value, and it's just set up, punch, and the topic's over. Set up, punch, the topic's over.
It seemed to me like for years, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys been in the world a long time, but it seemed to me that once Seinfeld really hit it big, it seemed like everybody was trying to do that. Was that the case?
I don't think everybody. I don't mean the people that were up and coming at the time, not you guys. But the people that were just coming after that, they were just trying to do that observational thing. There just seemed to be so much of that for a while. A lot of people that want to become comics, they see the blueprint of what they did, they think made it in their minds, and they said, I'm going to take that route, or I'm going to take the Eddie Murphy route, or I'm going to go. With me, it was like, I love, my influences are Richie Minervini, Rich Jenny, Richard Pryor, and Dom Herrera. Those are my four that I wanted to emulate, but I had to get to it through the Joey Kola filter.
Sure.
So you also got to be true to yourself, but you got to find who you are on stage first, right? You got to figure out who you're writing for.
Takes a long time.
That took me a while. It took me a while.
How many jokes do you write? You go, I can't say this on stage, but I know so and so can.
Yeah. There was there was jokes that I don't do because I didn't think it was like strong enough. Where other comics might just like keep doing it. I'm like, it's not getting the laugh I want.
Right.
So I get rid of it.
Yeah, I give it. How many times you give it? I give it 20 times out.
I give it 5 years. Maybe that's why I'm not where I should be. Who knows?
Yeah, I panic too quickly after like 3 times. I'm like, it's not working.
But since the operation though, I've been out of commission for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I had the pad in my pocket. I've been writing like crazy.
There you go.
Because I want to change. I want to go to another. I want to try to go into another direction. The direction I'm going to is now that, hey, humanity, the bill has come due for a lot of things now. You know what I mean? Like we have to. It's a cold slap in the face where we are. I don't get political, although I have political thoughts, but I don't like to. I don't want to get political, but humanity in general, with the planet, with your soul, with how we live and how we treat other people. Like I wrote a joke, the Me Too moment. I don't even wear cologne anymore. That's how I don't want to get. I don't want anybody to even think that I'm wearing a fragrance to maybe. So we have to get it together and treat each other right now. Every color, every religion, every race, because soon we're all going to have a common enemy, and that's going to be whatever's trying to kill us. You know
China,
what I mean?
Right.
Russia.
Well, no. Humanity though is going to have to come together. I mean, we're going to have to hey, China, Russia, Iran. Guess what? This thing is coming at us now, and it's almost like that Tom Cruise thing, the War of the Worlds, where it was viruses that were coming at us.
Yeah.
And there were other things. There's a lot of diseases that are happening. There's global warming, but there's also ticks. Like I talk about ticks a lot. I didn't get through a show without talking about ticks again. I release.
It's an epidemic.
It is. It's me, my friend.
I wish I could wear the Seresto dog, the flea collar, like as a choker with a charm hanging off it.
It's interesting. We did that episode on my podcast about Plum Island, and I didn't know that Lyme disease
right across the water.
Right across
Shelter
the
Island.
water.
While they were doing the experiments during World War II. Was it World War II?
I think you might be right.
Okay, because each tick carries 43 diseases. When I was 9, I almost died of Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I had one in my head, and I was 6 days with 105 fever.
That's, wow.
And they wrote me off as dead. I became anemic. My joints still aren't right. And then there's Powassan, there's Lone Star, there's all the different limes.
Those
there's,
goddamn cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now the Lyme disease is named after a town, Lyme, Connecticut. I didn't know that.
It's right across.
Really?
Right across the Long Island
that's
Sound
why.
from where they say they were doing the experiment.
Right across
They
from Plum
discovered
Island.
Yeah, right there.
it right there because people were having arthritic problems, and they realized that's where it was Lyme, and so.
Let's do the
So
rest
they
of the
call it Lyme
podcast with you and
disease.
I just
Holding
holding
hands.
hands like.
I can't.
scared.
I was on 55 planes last year, and the
Holy
disgusting
sugar.
people that get
With the feet, I can't take feet.
I
hate feet.
toenails. Are you serious? That
Ah.
drag. I hated feet that when we used to wear candies and Xena jeans, and my friend had the toes that hung over,
Oh!
and and she didn't have to file because it was like shh.
The claw feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So bad.
We just went to the movies last week. The lady who sat behind us was blowing her nose, right? Like nothing we've ever heard in our lives. And it wouldn't.
Nothing.
And this was going on almost the whole time. Blowing her nose, I
Do
swear
it.
to God.
Like, try to do it because you couldn't even
It went
believe
on for a good 20, 30 seconds. And I'm not
Really?
exaggerating.
We're not
To
exaggerating.
the point where after she was done, you'd actually hear her go,
Oh my God.
There was one point where I actually said to myself, okay, you're not 14, Sally. You don't have to laugh that a woman's
We were
blowing her
cracking
nose. And then she would do it again, and I couldn't not laugh.
Did it
was
sound like
so
the
funny.
tuba?
No, it was like just really a lot of liquid in there.
Ah.
It was disgusting. A lot of going on up
You
there.
know, it's hard to be around people sometimes,
Yummy.
especially now because there is
Sometimes.
like when you go to a casino. I used to love when people go to a casino and people get dressed up to go to a casino. What was that?
what was that?
Somebody lifting weights?
Who lives in the basement?
I know, that was weird. Are we having an earthquake?
No, that was
What
something that
that
came through the wall.
It sounded like
It
somebody.
sounded like
yeah, like somebody dropped like
Somebody's
a.
just
the
moving
car.
the table.
There's a
I'm
deli
sorry.
next door.
It
Maybe a
sounded
car
like
hit the
somebody was
deli.
dragging a
wonder.
I don't know
keg.
what that was.
Did you say somebody's moving
That's
a
what it
table?
is. I
It would
bet
either
you.
be that,
Dragging
or
a
it could be like a
keg.
CO2
the kegs are right
tank
there.
that they're exchanging
The
out.
kegs are right there.
Oh, maybe
so
that's that. Okay.
Yeah,
It
it's,
sounded
a,
like
it's
it's
like a
something hit the
CO2
wall.
tank or something.
Oh God.
Anyway, talking about hating people. So I have a buddy of mine coming. I got couple buddies coming over tomorrow. My high school buddies. We're grown men. We're in our 50s. And I said to him, he comes out. He lives in the city, and every year he comes out because he's from Long Island. And we usually go to the beach. And he said to me today, he goes, "You mind if we just hang in your backyard, man? I can't tolerate Jones Beach and all the people." I
Right.
go, "Why?" He goes, "I work in the city. I got 2 different jobs. I'm constantly getting pounded by people.
Yep.
He says, "I just want to sit in your backyard, have a drink, and chill out." I said, "Fine, man. Let's just do that."
Right.
So
I thought
that's
he
what I'm
might have
doing.
been a middle-aged guy who hates getting sand in his feet.
Sand in his feet. Well,
So
Jones
many
Beach, you gotta
guys I
walk-
know. I don't like to get my feet in sand.
Hanging out in the backyard. Didn't they take a something with your pool? Didn't they like the town like do an-
MS-13
No,
dug
didn't-
my pool.
what?
What?
I was
No, I thought the town like did an aerial picture of your property.
Oh,
and,
they
and
did.
saw
I
stuff.
told you that. Well, I had to get all my permits and all my stuff. And
Isn't that amazing?
Well,
They
no,
go after you on the-
what happened was somebody,
Earth.
a kid drowned somewhere, I guess in Nassau County, and at that point the town cracked down on whether you had the alarms and stuff on your fence.
Oh.
And one day I'm in my backyard. I look up and there's a helicopter. It's got to be 200 feet above my house.
Right.
Like, what the hell? Come on, you want a cup of tea? So if, then I got the thing that you had to, but I got all the alarms in case when the surface tension goes when you're in the house. If anybody, I got all the locks and springs and all the bells and
Really?
whistles. You had to do it, yeah. But
You don't
What
gotta-
about MS-13? That shit freaks me
I'll
out.
tell you what happened years ago when this pool company dug the hole in my backyard, and there was these 3 other guys helping them out with shovels, and and this had to be almost 20 years ago. I got the pool, so I look. These guys are digging with spade shovels, and I look at the back of the spade shovel, and it says MS-13 on the spade shovel.
Right.
So I go, what is that? The company number? Is that the number of your truck? I don't know anything. So the guy starts laughing, and then he tells the other guy, he goes, nice group. It's a group. We part of the group.
So they put it
I
on
was
the
like,
shovels?
So
Oh.
then I was like, what is this? So I asked around with them. Next day I found out it was a gang, and I went, you guys can dig whatever. Can I get you guys? Here, let me buy you lunch.
Lemonade? You want lemonade?
Yeah, little lemonade. So, but this is going good, man.
Absolutely.
My friend Tony Walker here is the best in the world, and slowly
Gee.
becoming my best friend in the world. By the way,
I'm
Awesome.
How anybody getting mosquito? I'm sorry. Finish with Tony. You're a great guy. You're a
Don't-
great guy, Tony.
Are you
Anybody-
getting
Takes one to
itchy?
know one.
Anybody else getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and shit? It's a
I
bad.
swear to God,
Right now?
one.
not right
Yeah.
now. In
No,
here, no.
it is just this summer. You know what they always say when you don't
my
have when you don't get a lot of snow, when you don't
Yeah.
get a lot of snow,
Yeah.
there's always a lot of mosquitoes that summer.
Well, this is what you
Last
gotta do.
summer
You
we
gotta
did
get
okay.
Geranium oil mixed with tea tree oil. Mix that in, spray it on you. My wife's got all these natural things.
All right.
Put that on you, you won't get bit.
Because it reminds me of a gig that Marla and I did.
Oh my God, Carrie
A what?
Karavis.
A gig that you guys did?
We did a gig. This is like 8 years ago. It was somewhere out east, right? Was it out east?
Way out east.
The person, they had money, and we're doing a comedy show under a tent in this guy's backyard.
Right.
and literally getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So the other day I was walking and so like slapping ourselves as we're doing comedy.
It was that bad.
And the
Horrible.
guy who hired us, his wife or girlfriend, sat in the back of the tent and heckled us the whole
I
time.
You know
thought she
what?
was
It
up
never-
front, and she was like,
Was she? Maybe
Comedy,
you're right. Maybe you're
comedy
right. Maybe
never
you're right.
works outdoors.
No.
And it never works on
No.
the internet.
no.
Never works. Listen, do we have anybody calling in at all?
We don't. Otherwise, I would have answered it.
Oh, okay, good. All right, good.
The number's on your screen, though,
All right, I was
516
gonna take a phone
465
call.
3990.
We'll stay on the air for 5 more minutes. If you want to call us up, the number is
465-3990, area code 516.
yeah. So you 7 people that are listening, if you want to talk to us right now, you can ask anything you want.
The comments are
Anything.
coming in.
and then go back to the barbecue. All right.
Comments are coming in. People.
What are they
they're-
saying?
They're saying, let's see, somebody said something about.
If you call now, you will get 30% off your other purchase, and we'll send something out, shipping and
There you
handling
go.
on us.
Joan Mangan says Joey is the nicest, kind guy I know.
Joan is one of my biggest fans. She's down in South by Pennsylvania, by South Jersey there, and she always comes to all of my shows. And she is a phenomenal human being. Thanks for checking in, Joan.
She also says, Chris, still have your roach clip on my kitchen table. She
All right. Use it wisely.
You know, it's fans like that. Like when she comes to see me, I'm at the Borgata. When I do the Parks Casino, she comes to see me.
Right.
Whenever I'm down there, she always texts me, "Hey, I'm going to be at your show." There is nothing like that.
Yeah.
My friend Angela Curro, who she's local here, and my friend Laura, who works at the jewelry store, and I have such fans that when people come and see me, this is your 42nd time, this is your 52nd time. My friend Randy Levy and his wife, rest her soul. They were up to 92 times seeing me. They had it whenever I'd be at the brokerage. They had the table next to the stage,
Aw.
and I know people like to try. Oh, do new bits. But if I didn't do the older bits,
Right.
it's like going to see
Yes.
James Taylor.
Yeah.
Sure. You wanna see
not-
greatest hits,
You
right.
don't see him do Fire and Rain. You don't see Pink Floyd do Comfortably Numb. You get pissed.
Right.
So
Right.
it's about I got a lot of comics, like a lot of city comics or comics that are. They L.A. or whatever, they're fighting for this. Oh, I got a new hour. Yeah, but the old stuff is good too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why can't you just blend it all
Well,
together? And
I
keep doing it?
saw one time I saw Brian Regan, and people shout out "Snow cone" in the middle of his bit.
Yeah,
and
the
he put,
sun.
Yeah, and he says, you know what? He goes, I'm very flattered, but I'm going to do all that stuff at the end. So he
Yeah.
says goodnight, and he comes back on stage, and he starts taking requests. And
Yeah,
he starts
yeah.
doing all the old stuff, and people love it.
I have a question about doing old stuff. I had a bit about the Italian girls that I grew up with, and skank this, that, and it worked, it killed, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. And it's so hard to then resurrect and bring it back when So
What do you
say-
mean it stopped? The
It
joke stopped
work-
working?
Yeah, it just stopped working.
How, do you deliver it the same?
Maybe you when you do a joke so long, you're just like, I can't
You know
do this
what?
anymore.
It got to that
Yeah, maybe you're not
point,
behind it anymore. Maybe
It-
you're not behind those words.
but I brought it back at the McGuire's in Bohemia. I
Yeah.
just was flying, and I
Right.
just went right into it.
Yeah.
So I could probably try and
They're
bring
all
it back.
modular. Before we
Yeah.
got started, Sally paid me the greatest compliment in the world. She's driving and she sees a rabbit, and I do a bit about my neighbor saying there's too many bunnies, my Indian neighbor saying too many bunnies, and the fact that she repeated that to me is like very flattering. There's nothing more flattering than
Are you sneezing
what's that?
when you say his name? Have you sneezed? Don't you
No.
remember we had that conversation? You couldn't say his name, and then you would sneeze.
Oh, I haven't done that yet. His name is like Rashnishna.
Very Danny Kaye.
Yeah. So come
Very
on back
Danny
in,
Kaye.
Crump. Sit over there.
Okay.
Should
I go? I think I should go back in.
You got to go on, right?
Yeah.
You got to go on? You're
Okay.
closing it out. Actually,
Yeah.
we're going to end the show in a couple minutes anyway.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Marla Schultz, everybody, one of the greatest comedians around. And whenever you hear she's playing anywhere, go see her. She'll make you laugh very hard.
Tony Luizzi says Joe is always good to get someone bail.
Get someone bail.
That's what he said.
Are you talking about the Adam Ferrara thing, Tony? I don't know. Are you talking about when I bailed Adam Ferrara out of jail when we got pulled over upstate New York? Is that what you're talking about?
Tony, you went to school with Tony, right?
Yeah, Tony Luizzi and I, actually, he was supposed to come to my house tomorrow, but I don't think he's going to make it.
He's
yeah.
a good, I think he's working tomorrow with Donna Drake.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
He's
yeah.
a good boy, Tony. I
He
like
does.
Tony.
He's a good cameraman, yeah.
Yep.
But we grew up together. So friends in jail and you got to get bailed out. Sometimes you got to do that.
I got a question with you guys because you were
Okay.
talking about comedy, which I
Yeah.
loved. I loved that conversation, by the way. But sometimes I've heard comedians. Do you guys not like when like a prop comic? Do you guys look down on that kind of thing, or
I
does it
don't.
matter as long as I'm
I
making
don't.
people
I don't.
laugh?
I
If
think
you're getting a
funny
laugh-
is funny. I remember.
Yeah.
But you've heard people's kind
I've
of.
heard people do that.
But why?
Carrot Top is a multi-millionaire and he's in
Right.
Vegas. He's making people laugh, and kids
laughing at us.
Everybody's enjoying it.
But what's the issue with? Why do some people have an
I
issue with that?
don't know.
You
I
I'm
know?
don't
thinking
know.
of introducing props at this point. That's where I'm at. I'm looking into it, building some things, some levels.
You know, the legendary Wid is from Philadelphia. I don't know if you guys know him. It might have been before your time. He used to come into these clubs. He used to do Chuckles and Eastside and Governors and all of them, as well as clubs across the country. He had a van, or actually it turned into a truck full of stuff. He would get to the gig in the afternoon and literally pile stuff on the stage. Like you wouldn't be able to see the back curtain, you know?
Right.
And then he'd get in front of it and he'd just do one-liners. Look, I'm just lying around, boom, stuff lying or whatever. But it got so silly that it elicited belly laughs. So by 10 minutes into this guy's act, you're already falling off your chair.
Wow.
That's what I paid my money for.
Right.
Like
Right.
Sure.
I
Right.
came
You
to a
came
comedy
here,
club.
yeah.
Let's say you come, you don't even know who's playing that night, which most people, audience people do. They come, they go, I don't know, the comedian, I forgot his name.
Yep.
There's comedians here. They don't know what they're going to see.
Right.
But if you're one of those guys or girls that within 10 minutes you got somebody belly laughing, you
Right.
gave them what they wanted, right?
Yeah,
or wrong?
no, I
Yeah.
totally agree.
And how many different styles have we worked with over the
Oh,
years?
a million.
We're different. All three of us are different styles. You do your thing. That's a whole nother
Oh, yeah,
different
that's-
improv and all of
yeah,
that.
it's not what you guys
That's
do.
a whole. But you elicit laughter also. You
Absolutely.
get in their hearts and brains also.
Yeah.
But for every Rodney himself told me, "Hey kid, for as many people as there are doing it, that's how many ways there are to make it. There's no blueprint, baby. All right, all right,
Right.
Okay, baby. Okay.
all right, okay." So this is great. So we're 50 minutes in. I think we're gonna cut it short so people can get back to their barbecues. We got any phone calls at all?
Nothing.
Not a phone call. People are just
It's
texting.
a beautiful
They're
day.
watching.
All right.
They're watching.
I want to thank Tim Crompier for stopping in. Tim
Thanks for having me.
Crompier, we call him Cromps. All right, so if you ever see him anywhere, if you ever see on Facebook, Cromps is playing somewhere, look at his face. That's the guy. Go see him. You will laugh hard. The bits that he does about his hair alone, you should witness. Okay. This guy's a legend. He's a great actor and great stand-up comic. Tony Walker is the best. Sally's our backbone, and without her reality and voice of reason, we are nothing. I'm Joey Kola. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys. We're gonna take a little time off for the summer, but we'll be back again hard in September, and we're gonna go all the way at least another year of doing this, and we got bigger things coming along too. Okay, so stay tuned, everybody.